Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Office Bloke Daz.
Together with the Office Blokes.
Yep,
we are indeed.
There you go. Craziest police chases.
Craziest.
It's crazy. Crazy. I could have added to that with a chase as well, but I thought
that's fine. I think you did enough there.
Yeah, it's more than enough, isn't it? I watch quite a lot of cop programmes.
Same.
Yeah, same here.
Police Interceptors is my favourite.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched one, I think it may have been Motorway Cops though, not Police Interceptors, where someone got chased down Dunham Road.
They're around here, aren't they?
Yeah, and the lanes that I drive to get to work, and then the cop crashed into a curb and smashed his car up.
Oh dear, I missed that one.
I think it was the cop in the exact same car, the same cop in the same car that pulled me over last year.
Oh, really? Karma day.
Yeah. I deserved it, to be fair. It's one of them where I was actually rooting for him because it was a stolen car. Just keeps failing to stop, and it was literally on Lim Roundabout there that they saw him, and it just went. It was good.
I like watching it because it's round here.
Yeah. Well, let's check this out. Craziest police chases caught on camera. Let's go for it. Check the volume first.
From a pit maneuver in Columbus, Ohio that got a wrong-way driver off the road, and an armed robbery suspect who tried to evade police in Cobb County, Georgia, to a fleeing suspect in downtown LA that almost escaped from police, and much more. Here are some of the craziest police pit maneuvers caught on camera. In the small city of Glendale, Wisconsin, about 10 miles north of Milwaukee, 4 suspects broke into a home and stole the owner's Volkswagen. The call came into Glendale PD around 3:23 p.m. A stolen white vehicle was speeding through the city like Grand Theft Auto. Multiple officers pursued the vehicles for several miles. The driver performed all kinds of reckless moves to try and evade police. At one point, they pulled into a park and tore up the grass. Once they got back onto the road, police knew this chase had to end.
Looks like the tyres are already gone.
Yeah. David, hey, say that.
Now.
Still northbound.
Get him.
Still northbound. We're gonna come out on a Hampton. 768 is losing a lot of it. Still southbound.
Nice.
As you can tell from this clip, a successful pit doesn't take much force. The lead officer taps the back of the white car, and it spins out. The driver overcompensates, takes out a telephone pole, and crashes. Inside, police found 4 suspects: a 35-year-old woman, an 18-year-old woman, and 2 teenage boys. All 4 were taken into custody, though the police never clarified which of the 4 was behind the wheel. You can hear a woman yelling, "Those are my kids," so we imagine the 35-year-old was driving with her teenage sons in the back seat.
If that was the UK, it'd say they were all released without charge the next
pending
day.
further investigation.
Probably.
Every single time, because they just go, I wasn't driving,
Yeah.
I wasn't driving. And the cops just go, all right, I guess no one was driving.
The difference what I see here as well is in America they'll do pit manoeuvres when roads are full and everything. Over here they won't do them.
No, they won't.
And then even when they stop them, it becomes like a little foot chase sort of most of the time. These guys have got the guns pointing at them, and I'm like, don't move.
Yeah, you've got a gun, that's it. It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
We should take a leaf out of their book on the on stuff like on the pit manoeuvres and the car stop, vehicle stops.
I think some of the Interceptors are allowed to do stuff like that because they're firearms and pit manoeuvre and everything else.
Fully trained, I get that.
But your average cop, I think it's all got to be over the radio. It's all got to be permission to pursue and all that sort of stuff.
Sometimes they stop pursuits when they deem it's too dangerous, don't they? Which is, I get why they do it sometimes, but it's a bit of a wind up, isn't it? Because these guys, these thieves and stuff, they do it on purpose, don't they? So
drive as dangerous as possible so the cops will stop.
Which is bit of a wind.
On February 18th of 2018 in Columbus, Ohio, officers from the 7th Precinct got a call about a white Ford Taurus driving the wrong way down I-670. Officers Jeff Ward and Josh Buck were heading eastbound when they saw the driver coming right toward them. They flipped on their lights and pulled a quick U-turn. For a moment, the driver looked like they were going to slow down and stop, but then they stepped on the gas.
stopping now.
Yep.
No need for any drama, just get it done.
That's right.
Straight away as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not like chasing for like 5 miles.
After a successful pit, officers took 26-year-old Roger Ford Jr. into custody. Apparently, he was heavily intoxicated. Wrong-way drivers are extremely dangerous. They usually don't realize they're on the wrong side of the road until it's too late. They're either distracted or, in most cases, intoxicated. According to AAA, nearly 3,000 fatal wrong-way accidents occurred between 2010 and 2018. As expected, the most common causes are drunk drivers. On April 21st of 2014, a narcotics suspect led the LAPD on a harrowing chase through downtown LA. While it looks cool in the movies, the busy streets are no place for a high-speed pursuit. An officer positioned themselves to disable the vehicle. Helicopter footage of the chase shows what happens when a pit maneuver doesn't go as planned. A precision immobilization technique, also known as a pit maneuver, is when officers nudge the back of a speeding vehicle, causing it to spin out of control. While it technically worked in this clip, there was too much room for the driver to recover. In fact, hitting the street sign and curb probably kept them from losing control. Our driver kept running and eventually pulled into a cul-de-sac in Downey, a small city south of downtown LA. He refused to get out of the car, forcing a long standoff with dozens of police officers.
It's over for you at that point.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Just give it up.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Nothing you're going to do.
It's whether you leave the situation dead or alive, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Your next move is important.
Yeah.
Hands out the
Massively.
window. I'm coming out. I'm
Yeah,
not armed.
yeah. That's if you want to end it alive.
True.
The other one,
Yeah.
you come out guns blazing and end it dead.
On May 6th of 2016, in the small city of Greenfield, Wisconsin, 4 teenage car thieves led police on a 100-mile-per-hour chase down a busy main road. They got pulled over after stealing an SUV from a dealership. When the officer asked to see their license and registration, they bolted. These kids weren't out for a simple joyride. They weaved in and out of traffic, ran red lights, and put other people in danger. At one point, one of them fired a gun out of the window. Our Greenfield officer had a tough decision to make. A pit maneuver at these speeds could be extremely dangerous. On the other hand, if he doesn't stop this car, these kids could easily hurt themselves and somebody else.
It's going to flip, isn't it?
Hopefully.
They're shifting a bit, aren't they?
The SUV skidded over the median and crashed into a concrete pole. The car was totaled, but the 4 teenage suspects escaped on foot. That said, one of them was wearing a GPS ankle bracelet after a different carjacking incident. They weren't too hard to find. Some people questioned whether a pit maneuver at 100 miles per hour was safe in the first place. Police Chief Brad Wentland said his officer made a judgment call to save lives. He said it was probably a speed that we would discourage, but that's part of the learning process. Not all police departments are allowed to use pit maneuvers. It depends on the jurisdiction's pursuit policy. Officers undergo special training to safely execute a pit if their department allows it. On May 24th of 2023 in Cobb County, Georgia, a robbery suspect thought he could outrun the police. The man, whose identity was not released, was already wanted for armed robbery. He allegedly stole a pickup truck and was fleeing the state when the police caught up with him. The driver weaved in between cars as police tried to surround him. Things escalated when traffic became congested on I-75. The suspect sped down the shoulder at over 80 miles per hour. When he hit the exit ramp, one of the officers made their move.
For heavy traffic on the right shoulder, 80 miles an hour.
This is going to end badly for him, isn't it?
Yep, could do.
There's a third place to be at if it's clear.
Now that's what you call a perfectly executed pit maneuver. Notice how the other officers surround the guy and prevent the suspect from driving away? Normally, they'd swarm in and arrest the guy, but this suspect was extra dangerous. He opens the door and drops his firearm on the ground. Then he pulls out a knife, so officers draw on him. At one point, we hear an officer yell, "We need less lethal." In policing, less lethal refers to a wide variety of non-lethal weapons. This includes pepper spray, tasers, batons, and rubber bullets. From another body cam POV, we see an officer load a rubber cartridge into his weapon. The standoff finally ends with the suspect saying, "I just wanted to get away." Don't they all?
No shit.
Stating the obvious.
Really? Wow.
I just wanted to get away. Why don't you just leave me alone?
Yeah.
I thought you were on your way to turn yourself
Done
in.
an armed
mate.
robbery.
Jesus. I think the
Unbelievable.
less than lethal ones we've got a lot of in this country, haven't we?
Don't know.
You know, the rubber bullets and the tasers and the baton. You could say is less than lethal.
Yeah.
I'd love to take a baton.
I'm not sure how many rubber bullets they have. I know definitely tasers. A lot of police officers have tasers these days.
Yeah.
Don't just do the regular bobbies on the beat. Maybe the firearms departments have the rubber bullets. I'm not too sure.
I think they're more for crowd control traditionally, aren't they?
Oh, they used to be, yeah, massively.
But
For riots
or did
and
they
stuff.
stop using them because of that? Did someone get messed up during a riot?
They can be lethal still. If you're
Yeah.
hitting the wrong place, they can still be lethal, without a doubt.
Should be able to get one of them like snipers on the roof in London and sort out these Just Stop Oil protesters with the rubber bullets. Just pick them off one by one. Give them bonuses.
Yeah.
See how many you can get down, and every time you get them down, 50 quid.
If you can hit them in one ball,
Yeah,
then you get 200 quid.
yeah.
And if you hit him in the other one shortly after,
Yeah.
you get 500 quid.
And that's just the women.
On April 21st of 2023, 21-year-old Adam Crosby and 30-year-old Sam Simpson got pulled over in Brevard County, Florida. Their car was suspected of being involved in a large-scale trafficking ring. To nobody's surprise, they ran. Crosby led Florida troopers on a high-speed chase down I-95. They boxed him in at one point, but Crosby refused to slow down. He left the police with no choice but to pit him.
Nice one.
Textbook.
Yeah.
Hands out the window straight away. Don't shoot.
Have you ever seen someone give up so quickly?
I know.
This
No.
video shows how easily the pitting officer can lose control of their car. Watch how he has to recover quickly after veering
Yeah.
onto the grass. According
did
to
well there.
reports, Crosby kept muttering how he had just gotten out of prison and had too much to lose. Maybe next time he won't fall
Idiot.
back into narcotics smuggling. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just
It's a good channel, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've watched it a few times, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's gives good footage.
Yeah. I always thought that maybe get a helicopter with like a sort of guided missile on it to stop these cars. I think it'd work.
Yeah, just
But
drop something down that spikes the tyres.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, obviously it'd be cost a fortune with a helicopter all the time, wouldn't it? But or
drone.
like a big like netting type thing that gets wrapped around the wheels or something like that. I don't know.
You
but-
need some sort of guy that gets bitten by a radioactive spider that can get nets out there and sort of stop the cars himself, like manually.
There must be something. There must come up with something that can stop them. Because obviously, even on the
Stingers.
the stingers, sometimes they'll spot them, won't they? But obviously, then they have to pull them away, don't they? So it's a shame that I don't know. There must be a way of doing it.
I think what's going to happen in the future is if everyone's in an electric car, they'll just turn it off.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
The one there that I found bizarre is when they pit manoeuvred him, they moved it into oncoming traffic the other way. I know there's barriers there in the median.
It's still very
Yeah.
dangerous,
But it is, isn't
isn't
it? Some things could
course it
fly
is.
off and go into that other lane. I thought they'd have flipped him the other way.
Obviously, different counties have different rules, don't they, as to what they can and can't do and what speeds. And
Yeah, our
stuff,
soft
so
arse police wouldn't do any of that over here in
No.
high-speed chases.
I'm guessing ours is countrywide. I think with the rules, I think they're pretty much probably the same top to bottom of the country, I would guess.
But you have to get authorisation for pit manoeuvres and stuff like that. And
You
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
what they call it over here, TPAC.
TPAC, yeah.
Yeah.
Tactical pursuit. I can't remember.
Capture.
now. Okay, something like that,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. I love seeing stuff like that. But
It's just when you get off with it bothers me. It's like
Yeah.
you say at the end, it goes, and these two people were banned for 4 days and charged £30.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I know you think all the trouble that's gone to
Yeah.
catching them, and
Yeah.
you think,
Yeah.
oh, come on,
should at least get beaten.
And it's,
like the good old days.
Yeah.
It is like, caught with narcotics, intention to supply, evading
And
police.
they show it on TV. There's like a massive bag of like heroin that's worth, and he says, this has a street value of 2.3 million.
Yeah,
and they get away with it.
Dangerous driving,
it's
having a deadly weapon, and it was like...
Wasn't their car.
Yeah.
Car was stolen on false plates.
Yeah.
No insurance, no license.
Can't prove who the driver was. None of the people there said, "Oi, they're my drugs." Everyone just went, "Never seen them before, officer."
Yeah.
So they just let him off. It's infuriating, isn't it?
I know.
It's a wind up in it.
I know we've got joint enterprise laws when it comes to things like murders and gang activity and things like that, but stolen cars like that should have the same sort of thing. I
Carrying
think.
a knife. With policing, whoever gets me on the jury service is going to be knackered. So I just look at him and going like, nah. Don't care what you tell me, he's guilty.
I got a letter the other day, that very official looking letter that actually had the House of Commons on it or something, and I was like, is this jury duty? It was a very like substantial paper, stamp on it, everything else.
You doing a by-election, even a by-election.
It was my local MP.
MP,
saying, do you want to come down for a local debate?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
We get invited every year to the House of Commons to go down, and I can't remember who invites us now, but some people took it in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few people have gone in the past. No way I'm doing it.
I genuinely thought it was jury duty, and I was like, I'm not doing that. How can I get out of it? I don't want to do jury duty.
That'd be a tough one, but
I'd like to, you do your part, and I'm sure it'd be interesting and stuff like that. But at the same time, a couple of weeks of having to be somewhere every day,
it's a bit of a pain.
Yeah, I can't be arsed with that.
Just straight away, mate. Guilty. I'm out.
Yeah, see ya, Bob.
It was him. I seen him.
Yeah, and I know you get compensated for your wage, don't you?
Yeah.
With jury duty, but what about getting the kids to school and things like that? What do they make arrangements for that?
Don't know. I've had it twice. Both times I lived in the USA and said I'm not an American citizen. And both times I said, right, you're off. That's it.
I think over here you have to have a very, very good excuse.
You do.
Or you can put it off once but not twice, something like that. 'Cause I think Jamie
Never
did
been
that,
asked over here.
Just come out with something racist when you first get to the courts. And then I'll be like, nope, he's not the guy.
Yeah.
Probably get thrown in jail.
Exactly, yeah.
So that works. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers. Guys.